Greetings, my friends. It is the Tuesday Tirade Entertainment Talk, and currently it's just me. So hello, everybody, and welcome. Thanks for being here. I know there are some other shows that are up and running right now, but I appreciate your support. Everybody that drops by, puts up a like, that actually helps. I was hoping that some of the other shows would end. We may have to push this back even further, maybe another half an hour in the future, to try to steer clear of a show that, they decided to pick this time. That's pretty big. But anyway, Commander Ed Straker, good to see you, my friend. We've got Mr. Dragon. Yeah, VR was great. That was an awesome premiere, wasn't it? What's going on, Captain Trek? Good to see you, my friend. There's VR. What's up, VR? I wondered about the info Cameron and I discussed, Mr. Dragon. If you wondered. Yep, Doomcock definitely is right on top of that. Well, yeah, if you can wait to do that, that's great. Hey, what's going on, Canadian Spider-Man? Got Keely Chow hanging out. There's Six. Hey, Six, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Accidental Tourist is hanging out with us today. Looks like just having a sip of a beverage as usual. That's kind of how I live my life. Drinking water and occasionally a glass of wine, maybe a beer here and there, but for the most part I like water, and I'm getting back into Gatorade, although I could do without the sugar. Zachariah's here. What's up? The Seaman is here. Good to see you as well. We have Cosmic Squirrel. Greetings to you. By the way, I love your avatar. Don't think I've ever said that. Hey, Dezu, good to see you. We've got Lord Runner. What's up, buddy? Thought you were rebranding. And Tom is on his way, as I mentioned, so I'm not too worried about that. I just hope he's okay. Yeah, we're up against the big boys, but that's all right. We've got Mockany here. What's up, Mock? Good to see you, buddy. If you guys didn't get a chance, Mockany put a print together that he signed and then auctioned off last Sunday, and I went to Steph, which is kind of appropriate. She's a huge fan. She was really excited. So, Mock, you did a great thing. Good to see you, Wook. Good to see you, my friend. Got Keck 44. Right, yeah, all hail Doomcock. I don't care what anybody says. The dude gets stuff right. Some people are telling him good things, more accurate things, I should say. What's up, Mr. Shirt? Mr. Shirt's working and lurking. We got Cavatanio Cavalryman Che. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, thanks for popping over from the Real BBC, which is a really fun show. Good afternoon from the 505 in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yep, the 505 area code. By the way, if you're looking for a good batch of different kinds of salsas from New Mexico, 505 salsa. They have several various different ones. They're very good. They have a verde that's very good. They have a green chili that's incredible. They have some good stuff. So there you go. A little bit of the 505 news, about that kind of things. That kind of thing. Captain Trek is saying, hey to everybody. No one else I subscribe to is live streaming, so they can't be that great. Well, 6, it's okay. E. Clay Thomason is with us. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, let's see. Doomcock does have a beautiful singing voice, no doubt about it. Let's see. Somebody said something brilliant. Yeah, Stephanie did get it. That is a beautiful Batman picture for sure. Our good friend, Brightest Day, is here. Good to see you. Good to see you today. Appreciate you, man. All right, Captain Trek. We'll try to do some DMs today. I've got I'm going to be on the premiere. Oh, this is kind of cool. I'm going to be on the premiere of Drew's new show, right? Rogue Resistance. He's actually going to be having a legitimate political candidate, from Ohio, on his stream, on his premiere stream today. So do check it out. I believe it's today. I intend to be there myself. The candidate has confirmed, so it should be amazing. I'm very excited. And our good friend, what's up, Mike? Mexican Iron Man for $10 says Valiant Renegade is the best DJ in town and makes great videos. But he is a bully and kicks crying Latinos when they open their hearts and celebrate Shatner. Hashtag cancel Valiant Renegade. He's a Mr. Meanie. LOL. Well, I don't know about that, but I did enjoy Valiant Renegade's premiere video with Cameron Pasha today. Some of the stuff that I've heard lines up with what they were talking about. Some of it's slightly different, but we'll see. We'll see. And that is a great video he put together. And then, of course, Doomcock did a video. So do check all of that out. It was really well done. Yep, Verde. Yeah, Verde means green. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Let's roast a Doomicorn and War Eagle for Mexican Iron Man. There you go. Let's see. Yeah, Lindsay's here. What's going on, Lindsay? Matt G. Matt G's everywhere. Promotes everybody. I appreciate Matt G. And all of my wrenches. You guys, let me tell you, Mr. Shirt, Lord Thoth, anybody who's got one of those little gizmos, I appreciate everything that you do. And of course, the big producer himself, Mexican Iron Man, produces a lot of content for people. He does a lot of behind the scenes work, and I just want you guys to appreciate him as well. Oh, speaking of my friends, today is not only Fat Steven Seagal's birthday, which again, you can wish him a happy birthday, but it's also Wes Moody's birthday. It is. So do give Wes a happy birthday shout out. He definitely deserves it. Although that could just be Justin Proper a trick on everybody, like he did when people were wishing me happy birthday and it was months from my birthday. Yeah. I am a Scorpio, kids, if that means anything to you. Means that we're coming up on my birthday very soon. So, but it's definitely Fat Steven Seagal's birthday. And for fun, if you want to wish Wes a happy birthday, you can as well. Let's see. We've got Eric Winberg hanging out with us today. OC Dobbins, I think I mentioned. Let's see. There's that. How soon, Culture? Oh, I am early part of November. Very soon. I will be 51 years old. Yep. I know I don't look 51. And when I shave, I look like I'm 10, except for around the eyes where you can tell age. But, yep. Getting there. Eric Winberg sends us a super sticker. Thank you, my friend. I do appreciate that. I really appreciate everything that you guys do. Members, just and people, subscribers and people that just show up one time and give a like and enjoy our content. Thank you. Appreciate that, especially on the replays. You guys are amazing. 6 Minute Daily is going really well. Thank you for that. I appreciate all of those rewatches, because I only get about 40 to 50 people that watch live, and then throughout the day I get lots more views. So I appreciate that for your support. Hopefully you're getting something out of that. I am going to experiment with a news segment, a legitimate news segment in the future, that is on a new channel, so that I cannot be attacked here, for having a completely different type of content. I feel like there's enough actual news that happens during the course of the day that I can do before Tim Pool starts his show, that'll at least, cover some of the things that are happening in the world, because there's a lot that goes on every single day. And I feel like maybe we're not seeing as much of that as we should be, because there's a lot to it. Oh my God, Cole's one out. I've really trashed myself. Sorry about that. Appreciate. I'm sorry, bro. I think you also live in an extreme desert climate, my friend. But I don't know. Oh, Matt G says support Anna's new cosplay calendar. There you go. Check that out for sure. Did you see her becoming Rogue? That was a kind of a cool thing that she put together, right? And of course, now she's doing her streams and she looks like Rogue. Kind of fun. She's pretty fun. She's a fun creator, great artist, very talented. Like her a lot. Valiant Renegade for $10. My goodness, it's good to see. Yes, I made a poorly timed joke Sunday night that played wrong. I'm sure Mike's humorous revenge will be swift, merciless, and really damn funny. LOL. Well, Valiant Renegade, thank you for the $10 super chat in order to respond to Mike, who sent me a $10 super chat to admonish you. So there you are. And speaking of admonishment, here's our friend Tom from Midnight Edge joining us. Are you
What's
okay?
What's that word mean? Don't use big words around me.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Admonish is, it's similar to castigate,
You explaining it to me doesn't make me feel any smarter.
Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, how are you doing, Tom? I'm glad you could join us. I was saying hello to everyone. Hello. You doing well?
No, I've been working too hard.
Stop doing that.
Well, we had videos I had to get done, and I'm still working on one.
Ooh, okay. Well, I won't keep you long today. We just have kind of, a few things to cover that I feel are newsworthy. Something that I didn't get to cover in depth on the stream that I did in the 6-minute daily, and of course the IATSE stuff, which I still think we're not out of the woods. And I know that the industry is worried. I mean, that's one of the reasons why, is if you paid attention to VR's video or Doomcox or anything else, you saw Disney completely reslate their production schedule. I know that you are familiar with some of the stuff that's going on there. You do want to talk about IATSE first, or do you want to talk about the new Netflix trailer for Cowboy Bebop?
I didn't watch the latter because I still haven't watched the original.
Oh, wow.
As far as the other stuff goes, has there been any new developments? Because outside of that, I mean, I just know where everything was sitting last night.
Lots of stories, and I think I have the wrong thing shared if this is what we're going to do. Lots of stories, are saying that they averted a strike. And
they've been saying that all fucking weekend, though.
But it's not true. It's not true. I mean, even here in this story from the Los Angeles Times, in their company town section, by the way, they break it up that way. Hollywood avoided an IATSE strike, but broader labor issues aren't going away. And in this story, they admit that it's not actually over yet. Hollywood may have avoided a crippling strike by crew members, but labor unrest in the entertainment industry is far from over. This is true. After months of tense negotiations, the studio struck a deal with the IATSE, the union that represents the sound technicians, carpenters, makeup artists, set decorators, costume designers, and other so-called below-the-line workers, which makes me crazy. I hate that terminology. Thus, they avoided the first strike in 128-year history. But it looks like workers won a 3% annual wage hike, which isn't going to keep pace with inflation if we stay at a 5 to 6 to 7% inflation rate like is projected. They get improvements in pay and conditions on streaming productions. Actually, there's no specific language that says anything like that in in the bullet points that were presented. And a rest period of 10 hours between daily shoots and 54 hours on weekends. Well, this may be true, but the 10 hours, it just kind of seemed to depend on things. Plus, they go into extra time all the time. So anyway, nonetheless, within the union's membership, there are unmistakable signs of dissatisfaction with the results of the fight. So here we go. In the illustrative series of tweets, Doctor Strange co-writer C. Robert Cargill initially hailed the deal as a massive win for crew before backtracking. And guess what? A lot of people on the inside did this very thing. Tom, I'm sure you saw the tweets. People were super supportive of it. and then they pulled way back.
Now, I mean, that's the thing is I'm not up to speed on exactly what's going on. If they actually have, because don't they still have to vote on this yet? That's the whole
Yeah,
thing.
it's not even close to voting on this yet. Yeah.
And that's the thing. I like how they're pushing this thing through the media, right? Like that's what I feel like is like they're trying to influence the vote through the media.
It's
propaganda. But
propaganda.
yet all the stuff I'm hearing back from the other end is no, we're gonna vote no. We're not happy. We're not getting what we want. Nope. And it's like all the productions are getting ready for a strike.
Yep.
This all seems like there's two different fucking stories going on here, and the truth is like, you know, we always make fun of the old Leslie Nielsen meme. You know, look away, nothing to worry about.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here, folks. That kind of like that's what it feels like with these tweets, with the media, and it is like astoundingly like what's the word I'm looking for? Blatant that is not the case. Like, because everybody I've talked to, everybody within the industry is like, oh hell no, we're striking. Like it sounds like that's going to be the case, and it feels like this is just dragging out the inevitable, is what it seems like to me.
Yeah, and it looks like that this is all in an effort to stave off any bad news before the quarterlies, because a lot of these media companies are coming up on their quarterlies.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It feels like there's a lot of ass covering going on here, and it trying to influence people through the media.
Yep. And here's the thing: Disney already said we're out for a while, so that should tell you something. You know what I mean? And not just that. I mean, it's clear films can earn a lot of money at the box office. So they're out for one reason. They're out, or two reasons. Reason one, they know this strike's about to happen because this deal doesn't go far enough. Or number two, they know something from the government that is indicating that they shouldn't put any of their projects out or plan to put them out during the next several months. Which is more sinister?
What are they putting out in the next couple months here?
No, what I'm saying, the reason Disney, no, it's fine. The reason that Disney pulled the ripcord on this is because reason one, they could just know that this strike's actually, going to happen regardless. Yeah. Or two, they know something even more sinister from the federal government that they might as well not even try to promote or release anything in the next few months. What's more sinister?
I mean, are you insinuating that
people might be stuck at home again?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking you were getting at. Honestly, at this point, if they try that again, it's not going to work out too well. I don't think. I think we can suggest people check out Comics Division show on Thursday nights for that kind of discussion. And
yeah, we don't do that here.
This will come up.
Yep.
But like if they do that again right now, like that, I think is it. Like you will see the country lose their fucking minds because that's 2 holidays in a row. And this has nothing to do about movies so much as just like the human right to be able to fucking live and have a life. Like this is getting ridiculous. We all just want to get on with our fucking lives. It's like we get it. We're all either going to get it or we're not going to get it. Doesn't really fucking matter. At this point, it sure seems like so. Again, I don't want to get down this road, but granted, if they're thinking that kind of shit again, well then, whatever. At this point, like that is a whole nother ball game we're talking about here. Yep. This to me just feels more like they anticipated it.
Yep.
From some of the stuff I was hearing over the weekend, basically it feels like they're just moving a lot of their breaks to now, so they can kind of lose as much or lose as least amount of time as possible if they do get back up and running on things soon.
Right.
Because it's going to affect a lot more than they're trying to pretend it is. That's why these articles are just hilarious to me.
They're soft, man. I mean, in here they say next few days will be critical to see if members approve the deal. I'll stand by whatever they vote. So, yeah, there's 40,000 or more people. I thought I'd heard it was 50, but there's 40,000 or more union members and 13 locals that must approve the pact. I don't think they're going to do it. If they reject it, of course, they say it's back to the bargaining table. No, it's called a strike. They're not going to. That's it. And they're irritated with Loeb. I mean, they've said as much, right? Union officials believe the deal will be ratified by the majority of members. Do they? Anecdotally, everything that I've seen is people saying we're going to vote no. Nonetheless, they'll want to make a strong case for the contract given the amount. Nonetheless, why would you word it that way? Nonetheless, they'll want to make a strong case for the contract given the amount of consternation voiced by members online, including on the IATSE Stories Instagram page. And this is the truth. Daniel Hall, again, this is somebody who's going to tell you, majority of the rank and file IATSE members are not happy. Promises were made, yet not in the fine print of the proposed contract. Exactly, Daniel. Exactly. And we have a few people that work in the business that come, that are guests in our stream on their chat. And, while they may not be as part of this union, they know people who are, and they're more than happy to let us know what people think of things. Hey, Rough Girl, good to see you. Winter viewership is gonna suck, no doubt. Most members I've spoken to are going to vote against the contract. Yep, OC Dobbins is correct. This is what anecdotally I keep getting told. This, Tom, I know you've been hearing it, so it is what it is. Here's some other stuff. Don't underestimate the lingering effects of the global crisis, which combined with a surge in demand for content that the media industries can use to grow their streaming arsenals, means they're gonna really want to push this. So the protocols that were agreed to last year by the studios and unions made shoots longer, harder, and more stressful. Coupling with the increased pressure to ramp up production turned out to be a recipe for strife. Many producers voiced support for IATSE. Many producers, the people that are part of the AMPTP, are saying, let's try to work this out. I don't know what to say, Tom. I really do feel like this is going to it's going to be a strike. I can't.
Well, that's the thing. Until they actually vote, we're not going to know. They can talk about this, and we can talk about it. It's just, it's a Schrodinger's cat at this point.
It is. No, you're right. It is. It's 100% Schrodinger's cat. Don't know if it's alive or not. Haven't opened the box.
Therefore, so it is both alive and dead.
That's right. Yeah. And so we end up with.
I do smell saggy. I need a shower.
3 weeks of winter. We don't know.
Jesus.
I think it'll be. What's up, Nikki?
We got a Mexican Iron Man in the chat too.
Yeah. Oh, I know. He sent me a big super chat. He sent me $10 super chat to chastise our friend Valiant Renegade, for attacking Shatner. So what's up, Saggy? Good to see you, love. Haven't seen you in a minute. Is Deej here? I didn't see you.
Who?
Deej.
Which one?
Oh, she said, oh, no, I thought that was Deej. Okay. All right. I was like, I didn't see Deej. Deej is finishing farming. He's harvesting. Got to get that done fast because he's going to run out of time.
I don't know who Deej is.
DJ Odyssey. Deej.
Oh, well, say that then.
Okay, this is the big question, the C-Man. I don't know. Nobody's told me yet. But I know it's soon.
I think Script was saying it's like 3 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, the next 3 weeks. Yeah. And that's what I heard.
It can take up to that long or something like that, he said.
Yeah. Yeah. Karen Prime is joining us with her new icon of the fake whistleblower, the plant. That's fun. Oh, look, Elijah Snow is here. Says, Valiant trolls who he wills. That's right. That's right. Yeah, Deej is farming. Yep. Well, anyway, so there's the IATSE update, which is, it's a snow job.
I agree.
Everything you're seeing in the press right now that isn't telling you that this is far from over, they're misleading you terribly. Terrible. Terrible. So, but there are still other kinds of abuses that go on movie sets, and we're still talking about some of those abuses from Justice League. They don't seem to go away, and this story seems to recycle itself all the time, and it's kind of frustrating. And I'm sure Tom's tired of talking about it, but here you go. Gal Gadot says she was shocked, I tell you, shocked that there's gambling in this establishment. By the way, Joss Whedon spoke to her on the set of Justice League.
Joss Whedon's an asshole. We know this.
This is not new information, but
no.
You know, this story, how many times did this story
But
run?
every time this shit comes up, you know what happens? I end up having to stick up for Joss in some stupid fucking way because some stupid diva actress bullshit happens to come up in it because of crybaby Ray Fisher or whatever.
Well,
and I'm sorry. I honestly want my honest to God truth on this. I think Gal Gadot made a big to-do about nothing about having to have flash between her boobs. Okay, that is the dumbest fucking argument. And if I was the director on that day, I would probably freak out as well. I would be like, I don't give a shit if it's in the script or not. I'm the fucking director. If you don't do it, then fuck off. Like, I mean, it's not like he's asking her to derobe, you know, like, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you have to, because here's what I'm saying. This is like shaky ground here. I get it when it comes to nudity and sex scenes. That's in a lot of contracts, right? That is stipulated one way or the other. But when it comes to other shit, it's like you have to remember that this is like a fair game kind of thing. Unless it's clearly somebody putting yourself in danger, it's a give and take kind of business. It's a give and take kind of job. And all I keep hearing is that a lot of these actors were taking on this fucking thing, and they weren't even taking into considering what the fuck was going on the other end. Now, am I all for what Joss Whedon had to do? Oh, fuck no. But he was just brought in by the studio who wanted to get rid of Zack Snyder. So who's to blame for this all? The fucking studio. Do I like fucking Joss Whedon? No. I think he's a complete fucking asshat, and I don't give a shit if he ever gets allowed to direct another movie again. In fact, he probably shouldn't be allowed to direct another movie again. That's neither here nor there, right? But like, I just don't understand this campaign to smear a guy when a lot of the times it's like, and like with the Cyborg thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's off everything, and you know, whether or not, and Andrew asked a good question. How many times are they going to recycle the story? I don't know, because it comes up every 90 days. It seems like we're covering another element of this story. There are a lot of abuses that go on
like
in Hollywood.
You said, she did eventually end up doing it anyway. So why are you dragging this out over and over and over and over again?
Yeah, yeah, and it's the truth. I mean, to be honest, the Flash being in her boobs thing isn't that big a deal to not have it. That's true, and it wasn't that big a deal to have it either. And Mecha J, you're right.
Is it stupid? Was it funny? It's stupid. Yes. Was it funny? No, not really. But that doesn't mean, that doesn't mean that Joss wasn't within his rights, which is sad to say. I know it's stupid and sounds stupid, but you know,
and OC Dobbins says he's kind of an a-hole in person and full of himself. And I've heard this. I mean,
you kind of have to be a director, though. I mean, who are the greats? Think about it. I mean, that's the thing.
I don't know. I mean,
we've said it before. Like, there's guys like
Kubrick,
Friedkin, Kubrick,
but
none of these guys would make it nowadays in Hollywood.
No, they would. There would be allowances for it, and when you go to work for somebody, that's
you
their.
You think they wouldn't have gone after Kubrick by now if he was still around?
No, guys, he's a master.
They go after him all the time, and he's dead.
Right, but that's because he can't defend himself, and it's been a long time. But it's been a long time since we've seen one of his movies, man. If he was still making films, Tom, I think, it'd be a different story. And of course, they went after Sean Connery right after he passed, dude. So I mean, they're gonna go after dead people because they can't defend themselves. I mean, that's the kind of humans we're dealing with. They attack the people who are not in a position to defend themselves. You know who has no platform to respond to this? Whedon. And I'm not defending Whedon because he's a douche, but I mean, what he did is morally wrong, probably. It's, and again, I mean, this goes back to
well, here's my point: is I've heard much worse shit about him. That's the thing, is like a lot of this Justice League stuff is a much to do about nothing. And I get it. Saggy's like, you know,
she's not wrong.
Kryborg's bigger than me, and I get that, but he did it to himself in this respect. I get it. It is what it is. I'm not a fan of Joss Whedon, but most of the stories coming out, Joss was just doing his fucking job. He was doing what he was told. Did he do it right? Probably not. Could he have done it better? Sure. But if you had a lot of the shit to deal with, I'm sure you would have blew up at people too. Am I saying that he should have? No.
But again, like I said, he doesn't have a platform to defend himself. He did a bad thing. A lot of people, you know, they yell when they're frustrated. It does happen, you know, and again, if we hadn't created a generation of people who were really soft when they get yelled at, I mean, I got yelled at my whole life. Loud words. It's okay.
Unfortunately, here's the thing though, is he's basically saying, I don't want to do my job. It's like me walking into Taco Bell and saying, I refuse to make tacos. I will not serve nachos, and don't ask me to make a burrito. Like, that's kind of what it's like. It's like you're asked to come in and do a job, portray a character who's one of their most famous catchphrases happens to be booyah. And you're the only one who has a problem with it right now. And you're holding up production. And when you're talking about a production that's already costing hundreds of millions of dollars over a word, right? Like, this is the kind of thing where you do it and then you debate it later like he has. And he's not even sure himself anymore. I've seen him on Twitter. He's like, is it racist? No, I've never thought of it as a racist thing until you brought it up. Like, that's the thing. You're the first person, Ray, to have ever made that kind of an accusation about this word. And that's what I don't get.
And the last time I heard it was by somebody that it definitely wasn't it wasn't a racist thing at all. It was booyah, I make things happen.
Well, my earliest recollection of it was NBA Jam.
Oh,
and then they had there was that sportscaster on ESPN who would do it all the time. And like, again, it's just I've seen all kinds of people do it. It's never been something that I associated only with the black community, which to me is just like the weirdest argument to be making when all you got to do is come out and say one word. Like, that's all you got to do. Like, you're getting paid millions of dollars. Just say the word.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are a lot of words that get said on, and there are, again, I mean, the director wants to see the line as
shit was changed, Saggy, but then he had the right to probably walk away too. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I get it. Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon are two completely different directors, and it has nothing to do
I want
with
tacos.
You know, Joss or Zack. In the end, it has more to do with what the studio decided to do, and it was up to Ray to either play ball or walk away, right? Like, that was his choice, and he decided to play ball, but then he decided to cry foul in the press later. So I'm not so sure how that's fair. Like, I mean, it'd be different if he walked away.
And look, Saggy, I know this for a fact that Ray was going to be a lot more involved. I mean, we saw, if you looked at the Snyder cut, a lot more.
And that's fair. But you know what? I'm going to tell you something else, Saggy. Here's another thing. I've talked to a lot of people where, like, I get people coming to me like, oh, I got this leak about this movie. I got this leak about that movie. And they're like, I was an extra on this day. Do you realize that the extra on that day thinks that the entire movie is about that one scene?
Yeah.
Like, they think that
and that it may not, they don't even know that it may end up on the cutting room floor.
So I get it. Shit changes, and is it fair? No. But you had a situation where they were trying to mop up a mess that a lot of different people created, not just Zack Snyder. It was a collective mess over at Warner Brothers. They brought in the wrong guy to clean up the mess.
Well, he had made a pretty good, Marvel film.
And it really wasn't up to Joss Saggy. It was up to the writers and stuff. So it was rewritten 10 times over. Like, that's the other thing, is they had to rework it. And, I mean, we've seen the results of both ends of it, right? So you can choose your own adventure on that one.
Yeah, everybody now wants tacos, Tom. You're making us all hungry, dude.
It is Tuesday.
Hey, Larry, the cool name you have to say twice. Larry. Hey, Rocky. Watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Again.
And presto.
I guess I was going with the Schween.
Yeah. Was that close? Anyway.
Your Bullwinkle? No, sorry, sadly not.
I love
mine was almost close. See, like I do like a facsimile.
Brutal honesty from Tom. That's all I asked for. It's just the straight punishment that he wants to hand down.
I would love to throw down with you, Saggy, but this is not a fight I want to get into you with because you have passionate feelings for Ray. So
she can come on here. I don't care.
I just don't want to get into it with her. Yeah, because I understand she has.
But see,
there's nothing I'm going to ever say that's going to convince her otherwise. So
yeah. No, one Larry was already taken, so we had to be Larry.
Well, it's so nice. You got to say it twice.
Nothing up my sleeve. I can't do it. I'm not.
Nothing up my sleeve and presto. I thought I had a web in you.
Oh, wait, what is this? Naked Fame says, I made a Reuben omelet quesadilla for breakfast. It was glorious. Ooh, it sounds good. Glorious.
No, like I said, I know I can't convince you any other way, Saggy. But yeah, you're more than welcome to come on if Culture wants to bring you out. I don't care. I'm not going to debate about Ray Fisher, though. I know you love him. It's okay.
No, and it's fine. I see both sides of the argument. So, but and
a lot of it's stuff that I get it, right? If I was in their shoes, I'm not saying I wouldn't be as upset or feel the same way, but you have to understand that it's a movie, right? Like things change on the fly.
Well, I mean, consider this. The Star Wars thing shifted dramatically.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is if I had a dime for every time I heard an actor say this is not the movie I signed up for, I'd be a rich man. I mean, it's part of the business, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can never remember which one it is. If it was The Player or the other one, where it's basically like the guy it's the one with Kevin Bacon. So I don't think it's The Player. It's the other one. I can't think of the name of it, where he basically has a movie idea. And every time they turn around, they're like, well, what if, that's where the famous, well, what if thing comes from.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
by the time they get
Kennedy punishment. Yeah.
Yeah. So by the time they get to the end of to making the movie he's making doesn't look or sound or the story isn't anything like his original plan. It was like supposed to be some like romantic comedy in the woods or some shit between an old couple having a reunion or something like that. And then like the studio keeps changing it on him. And they're like, well, instead of the Hamptons, can we have it take place here? And can the couple actually be younger and all this other stuff? So by the end of the movie, it's totally different than what he had planned on it being. Somebody in the chat will know what movie I'm talking about. And I can't think of what it's called, but I'm pretty sure it has Kevin Bacon in it.
Well, you asked for her. Here she is. There she is. What's up, Saggy?
Hi.
This is actually the first time I think we've been on a stream together, isn't it? No, twice. Second time. That's right. Yes.
Twice.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Tom, did you really think I was going to come here and just like really
slap you around?
Cuffs? Like,
nah, because like I said, there's nothing I'm going to say that's going to change your mind. So.
No, it's not even really. It's not about changing minds. I would say I just like discussing because even if we don't change our minds on the topic, like maybe there's a chance we could. But I think having those discussions is okay because it's healthy. It's healthy to have disagreements, and I like to show people that you can have disagreements and still be fine at the end of the day. I've always championed that, like we can disagree, we can be mad at each other, but at the end of the day, if we walk away still being cool, then we're better than all the people that can't do that.
Yeah, that's cool. No, like basically the way I look at it though is like, do I like Joss Whedon? No. But when you're making a movie, it's like going into war, right? You have your general and you have to do what your general says for better or for worse. Unless that general is doing something illegal, then when it comes to the end of the day, it's like it's the director's film, right? Yeah. You have to follow the leader, whether you're following that leader into death or into victory. And in this case, they all followed the leader and then they complained about it afterwards. And I get where they're coming from, but it's just one of those things that happens on movies. Like just before you came in here, I couldn't remember the name of the movie, but like I said, this is not a new thing in Hollywood. They're always changing things. That's where the famous quote unquote, what if we did this comes in, from an executive or somebody else. So it's like, it's not an uncommon thing for an actor to be like, yeah, I signed up and I was on every page. And then by the end of the movie, I was on page 2 and that was it.
But right. But it's like, I think in Hollywood, it's like we can say like these have been issues that we've known goes down to Hollywood, like the mistreatment of actors and how like hard they push them. And I get it. Like it's a dream job. And I'm sure anyone of us would love to have gotten that role in a big movie. Like I know I would, but at the same time, like we don't know how much work or how much they're pushed to do things. And like I understand there's some things like the whole boob thing. Like I get it. It's not as big of a deal to some.
No, I agree. It's a gray area.
But like, right, it's a gray area. But like, as a woman who's like, I don't know this dude. I don't want no stranger's face in my boobs like that. Like that may be like weird and uncomfortable. And you know, I mean,
but
I
at the same time, part of being an actor is you may have to make out with a complete stranger at one point for no good reason, right?
But the thing is, like, they have stunt doubles. You know, like if that's the case, if you're complete, like if an actor's like, I don't feel like I want someone's face in my boobs, but like you have stunt doubles who will do the stuff I physically can't do. But this is one thing I you know what I'm saying, but it's a gray area because I feel like in the industry, acting's a job. First and foremost, it's a job. Just like everybody here who has a job, it's a job. It's just a job that we all would love to have, right? Because it pays a lot of money and it's more fun in your eyes. But at the same time, at a job, any job, when you go to work and your boss is being a complete D-bag and causing you stress at work, yes, you're there to do a job, you're there to make money, but is your stress, is your depression, is your feelings like you deserve to get treated like garbage for money? I'm sorry, Coach. I see you doing thing.
No, and that's totally understandable and fair, right? Like,
right.
But here's the thing.
There's the big but, unfortunately.
Yeah, if you are asked, this is the thing, if you get a role and there are certain things in the script that you have a problem with, one of the things that you can do is talk with the people that are putting you in the film.
Right.
If you're uncomfortable with something, when you're sitting at a table read and you go through something, that's the point in time that you want to bring an issue up. Right now, now it probably didn't happen because of what happened with the production of this particular film, but these abuses happen all the time. I mean, for example, in True Detective, the director who just released a film and then trashed everybody in the world, it's the James Bond film Fukunaga. He had a young lady told her that she was going to have to get down to the pasties and the nude thong. Right. And she said there was no nudity in her contract. And he said, well, everybody else is doing it. This show's a naked show. If you've seen the show, there are naked people in this show, so do it. And she didn't. And so he fired her and hired somebody else because she wouldn't do something. Now, she said that in her contract as a writer, she had a no nudity clause, and she very may well have. But she stood by her principles, and it cost her the gig. So at any point, Ray Fisher could have said, I'm not doing this. Seriously. At a certain point, it becomes an issue. He
kind of did. So, I mean, that's fair.
Right. He did kind of say that he didn't want to do it, but I get what you're saying.
But, and this is where I can see Joss I'm not condoning the way he may have reacted, but I can see why he acted the way he did, because he was put in a corner, right? You have a guy who is not Ben Affleck, who is not one of these actors who has had a storied career. He is not somebody who, could just quit and go to another movie tomorrow, right? But at the same time, he's kind of put Joss in a position where he's already been established as this character. And sure, they could replace him, but it's going to look a lot worse by replacing him. So, yeah, Joss should have handled it. If I was Joss, I wouldn't have handled it that way at all. Like that, I agree with you 110%. But here's my problem with it. Is he in the wrong? It's gray area too. But did he break any laws? Not really.
No.
That's the problem we have here. It's like if you're not putting somebody in a position where they're you're breaking any kind of laws, you kind of have to just do what the director says and move along. Like that's kind of the job.
I'll give you a modern example too of a film that I know is going to be completely different than the script. When Indiana Jones 5, if it ever comes out, it will be different than the script that they went in to shoot.
Oh,
even with because Mangold's been juggling it all over the place, right? And he did some second unit shots that ended up being that were going to end up being in the film. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on. I think that film at the end of the day, now with this extra year delay, I think that film is going to be entirely different than it was initially going to be. And I think that'll be another example of going back and changing things. And the actors are going to be like, wait a minute, I lost all these lines. That's what's going to happen, I'm afraid. So you're going to get people that are going to complain because they are trying to showcase themselves, their talent, all that kind of thing. So,
do you remember, a perfect example of what Tom is talking about? Because this is probably the best example that kind of agrees with what Tom was saying in regards to like actors who do roles and complain. Oh my God, that movie, the famous scene where she crossed her legs and you see her vagina.
Yeah.
Oh, Basic Instinct.
Basic Instinct. That's what it is. You guys heard that like recently she was complaining and talking about that scene.
That's bullshit.
She's full of shit.
Right. That's why when I see people who do it like that, like, so the decade later, now you're complaining about the vagina scene. Like, that is a little like insane. And it made her very famous. But I mean, that's the thing, is like, with Ray, this is his first big role, right? And he was willing to risk his future career, right, over that, because we all know in Hollywood, if you speak out against the big wigs in Hollywood, that's a big blacklist. There's a big black check next to your name. You're not getting any work because now everyone's afraid that you're gonna do that to them. So no, you're not gonna work in Hollywood. He took a big risk. He took a big risk telling how he felt about that. That's why when people are like, "Oh, he's a crybaby," I'm like, I don't think that. I think he really was just saying like he wants people in the industry to be treated a lot better than he felt he was treated and that other people were treated. And I don't think that's a big thing to ask. I don't think that's wrong. But I do understand what Tom's saying. Like, if you do that, then you're most likely not going to work. But at the same time, he did take a risk at his future career.
But the thing is if I was in his shoes, I would have done it a completely different way, because that's why. Like, he put his whole career at risk because he should have waited, right? Like, here's my point. Like, look at where what's his face from Star Wars? I just forgot his damn name. John Boyega. Like, he waited a little while.
Yep.
Other people were pointing it out first.
Yep.
Then he waited until he was in a position where the movies were done. The movies were done. They had no, he had no like obligation left to Disney. He, said his piece. He didn't make like this big to do about it, like he wanted somebody to be fired. Disney was the ones who made the moves and made sure that he had a meeting with like Kathleen Kennedy and a few other people, which to me, I felt like he handled it better in a way. Like, he was in a position where he's done it enough times to where I feel like he had more experience. That's the word I'm looking for. See, that's the problem I have with Ray, is he does not have the experience that a lot of these other actors have, right? Like,
right.
And that's the thing, is he's only been on 2 movies, and in these 2 movies, he's had one director who's built him up like he's the biggest actor in the world, and the other director who had to bring him back down to earth, right? Like, so that's what you probably had in this situation is. And I get it. It was probably tough for Ray. He had a movie where he was supposed to be the star. He had another spin-off movie that was supposed to come out. So I get where he was probably feeling like, wait a minute, I was just offered and promised all this stuff, and now it's being taken away. Now, if he would have waited until like maybe another 2-3 years after he'd done 4 or 5 more movies, then said something, I think it would have been a bit more poetic, and people would have probably went back and taken a look at it, because they're like, oh, okay, this guy's done a few movies now. Clearly he feels like there was something that wasn't right in this instance compared to his other experiences. But my problem with it is sadly, I don't see the racism there as much as I don't like Joss Whedon. It has nothing, I think, to do with that more so than it has to just do with they had to streamline a 3-hour movie into a 2-hour movie, because that was one of the stipulations by the studio, is it had to come in at that 2-hour mark. And so in that sense, then what's going to get lost? The least important part of the story. And up to this point, he had been nothing but a side character. So that's where his story got lost. Is it a good thing? No. We know the Joss Whedon cut sucks. Like, I'm the first one.
Right.
Even though I don't like the Snyder cut, it is a much better version. And he got to shine in there. So he was right in that respect. So
and I'm always going to feel like if we'd gotten everything that Snyder was going to try to finish shooting, he would have given us a better film overall. And I think, and you know what? And if Ayer gets what he wants, and you actually end up with the Joker playing a more prominent role in Suicide Squad, I think that will be different as well. But Matt G sent a $2 super chat saying Cecil has an all nudity clause in his contract. So there you go. And yeah,
you have to pay me more to put clothes on.
See, that's the thing though about those two movies. The one thing I would say why Joss sucks, right, is because you have Cyborg, a character that hasn't been properly, like, who hasn't been introduced on live action on the big screen. Right now we've already seen the Flash live action and stuff. We have that establishment of this story and stuff. So when they brought Flash to the big screen, it wasn't like we had to really dive too much into his origin. But with Cyborg, it was the first time we saw Cyborg on the big screen, and the Joss Whedon version did not do his introduction at all properly. Like, there was no origin story. It's just like, here's a guy who's a cyborg now. He does things. And then in the Zack's cut, you have, well, this is how he became the cyborg, and this is what he can do, and why he's important, and why he is tied in to the big bad guys, and why he at the end is the one who's responsible for saving the world, and stuff. So it was like, that's the thing that bothered me, and that's why. And when it came to Ray, and this will be the last thing I'll say, that I'm sure you guys can move on to other topics, is that's why I understand why he was upset, because he knew that there was more given to this character's introduction, and Joss's version was like swept all that away, and we basically got nothing, and just was like, here's Cyborg, you know who he is because you've seen him on Teen Titans once, here you go, enjoy, have fun, it's Cyborg, he's just here. And that's why I was like, I could see why he was a little mad about that, because I would have been pissed.
Well, no, I totally understand that, and then but that also goes to my other point though too, is like, he was working on a very big movie. It's not like he was working under the kind of conditions that I feel like he should have been complaining about it. But it is what it is. You can't change that.
Right. On a larger scale, of course, I'm talking about the many kinds of abuses that take place. And and again, it's these people that they negatively refer to as below the line employees that are subjected to some of the worst abuses. The actors in front, I had to say a word I didn't want to say. I had to do a scene I didn't want to do. You have people that are standing there for 17, 18 hours that are trying to make all of this work, regardless of how long the actor is on the set or anything else. So and again, there's a lot of that. But, that's cool.
It's all about Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle's going to save the DCU. You guys want to know? Blue Beetle.
All right. Hey, let me tell you, Polly agrees with you. Polly agrees with you.
We precasted the Blue Beetle. We were kind of surprised we got that one right.
Yeah, it was amazing. But Sacre Bleu, the deadly poke of Zorro. Whedon putting his sleazy fantasy of motorboating Wonder Woman on screen is pure cringe. I don't disagree with you. Male feminists need to stop using other people's characters to act out their cuck fantasies. I agree with that as well. See Tom King. Well, yeah, I think you picked the perfect example, my friend. But yeah, let's move on to the next subject. This is the last one because we're going to keep.
Oh yeah, we've already established that Whedon's a fucking pervert.
All right, that was easy mode.
I love that name.
Pure easy mode. What?
I love the name. Sacre Bleu.
Sacre Bleu.
I love it.
Love it. Okay, so here's the other thing I wanted to cover this because it might have changed my mind about this project. All right.
I still didn't watch the trailer for this.
Okay, this is the new trailer. The new trailer came out today, right? It's not even a trailer. It's a set of shots that are showing you the visual style that they're trying to present. So you have to watch it. I'm not going to show it because they're super meanies, but the new it's like the lost the lost scenes or the lost session or whatever they're calling it. Actually, they probably tell us here. So Netflix debuts first action-packed Cowboy Bebop teaser. Excuse me. So there it is. So the streamer inserted a teaser video for its live action anime thing. The visual style of this, I have to say, you know what? Here, let's. I'm gonna risk it. Let's see what happens. So, see the visual style so far? I hate this thing. It's laid out like a panel, like it's supposed to be. Okay, now look at the coloration across here. Watch what they do with that. It's actually pretty brilliant. This is cool. He takes it and moves it. So now he's in the scene. She does the same thing.
It's kind of distracting, but okay.
I thought it was pretty good.
I
guess I have to see it in action. Like, I could see it working in like a commercial or maybe for a special kind of scene. I don't know.
Well, this is not actually supposedly not actually going to be. Yeah, this is the lost session. So this is apparently not actually footage from the show.
Then what the hell is it?
It's an example.
A teaser. Yeah, it's a teaser. They're showing off the visual style, right? And I think it looks pretty cool. Of course, THR is doing their own version of it, but I'm not sold on Ein. But some of these scenes that are clipped from here are incredible because it reminds me of the anime. The visual style is very, very similar to what the anime is. This is an incredible thing. So I think
if you're not an anime enough of an anime fan to get into it,
well, take a look at it. Well, I tell you what, Tom, watch the first 24 episodes, then watch the animated feature, then watch the last 2 episodes, then watch these trailers, and then you'll understand the look and feel. So
I'm glad I came on the panel for this one because I am a huge anime fan, and I loved Cowboy Bebop, and I saw that teaser in Culture. I was like, everyone who judged it needs to shut the hell up because they got Jet. His acting was spot on.
Yeah. It may not be a dead ringer for him, but it's really well. But to me, Staggy, think it looks like it's supposed to want it to be what it's to be. I've been waiting for this, and then I was disappointed by our first look at it and by the actress who is a complete knucklehead. But then I saw this, and it's the look and feel, right? And it does feel like the anime, and it might have turned me around on this because I was very soured on this. So it's good to hear that somebody else would agree with me. So I love Cowboy Bebop. I think it's one of the best animes that has ever been made. So, and that's the way, kind of the way I feel. Mecha J says the visual paneling is cool, but everything else is cringe AF. Maybe. Again, all we're seeing is the visual style. The dialogue, they're not pulling from anywhere because this doesn't exist, I don't think, within the show. I think, again, as we said, it's just a look and feel teaser. So we'll have to see from there. We'll have to see what happens. Trot says no idea what Bebop is, but looks what you showed there. Yeah, it's a very cool thing, and that happens throughout that whole teaser where they pull these panels that of different shades that you have the top, the bottom, scrolling. Everything that you saw in the anime, they kind of represented there in that teaser. So I thought that was really cool. And let's see. Finally caught who was banging on my door and running away. I was ready today. I busted through the door with my pump action, but it was like 10-year-olds. Scared the pants off of them. Well, there you go. There you go, my friend.
Scared a bunch of 10-year-olds.
I'm not sure they're going to lean into this Sander Hammer slag, but we'll certainly see. At CultureCasino, did Solo lose money? Yes. Lots of it. Do you know what also is going to lose money? Bond. There you are. Also, do you ever think we'll see the Snyder Cut? The Snyder Cut, Ayer Cut, you mean? Probably Ayer Cut. Yeah, I think
Snyder Cut came out.
I think the Ayer Cut is going to come out. I did see the Snyder Cut. What is it? Oh, this is a good question. Cabatano, Cavalryman Chase says, "Whatever happened to Elijah Dushku after Dollhouse? I don't know. I love that show. I'm weird though. I thought that was kind of a fun one.
Never saw Dollhouse.
That was a fun one under Josh Whedon's company brand. But as our friend Keely Chow pointed out, there are better people working for his brand than him. So there you are. Some people not excited about the show. I like I said, I may have gotten turned around on it today. So we'll see.
I mean, the whole point of this teaser was to show the actors in action. to show you what the actors like, just kind of show how the show's going to be, how and threw in some scenes and stuff, gave us a little tease of what the act. Faye was for me. I will admit that Faye was a little meh for me. Spike, I was sold on Spike. I was sold on Jet.
He's really good in the bit that we didn't get to show you because it was chopped up by Hollywood reporter. Spike actually does a flip kick. It's really awesome. It looks visually perfect. His suit is tailored the right way. The only thing is, I think Cho is a little old to be playing Spike, but that's, again, my opinion.
He is.
I mean, I can nitpick away, but I don't have to. This thing looks like it's supposed to look, so we'll see.
It looks like an anime, which is the point. It looks like an anime.
Did Terminator Dark Fate also lose money? It did. It did. You guys are on fire out there in the world. I never had a problem with live action changes, but what's her name acting like a snotty brat did dampen my enthusiasm for it. Me too, and that's what I was referring to. E. Clay Thomas, my friend.
I mean, for the record, Faye, when it came to the anime and culture, you were a fan of the anime, so maybe you can agree. No. Did you really feel like Faye was like a big part in Cowboy Bebop? Because I really felt like it was mostly about Jet, Spike. Even Ed kind of took over, but Faye was kind of just like there. And the only reason why she was there is because she was very attractive. So maybe it's like, I don't care about Faye as much.
She was that femme fatale. She was the character that she was supposed to be. She had some very good episodes in the anime. And she has a backstory that you have to pay attention to. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody,
right?
But if they stick with it and it's close to a shot for shot or similar enough to the each of the episodes, I'm gonna be stoked. But to date, we have not seen Ed.
They're saving Ed for last. I guarantee they're going to save Ed for either I don't think Ed's going to be in this first. If they make it seasons, I would save Ed for next season, to be honest. And I don't know who they're going to cast because I think they confirmed I don't know what they're going to go with, because originally Ed was male. By the way, Ed was originally a male. Yeah, in the comics, they were going to make him a male. He was actually going to be black. Yes, he was going to be black. Yeah, if you look into it, his original design was he was a little black boy. You did actually see Ed in the anime in his original design, but later they changed Ed to be like a female. Yeah, right. So they changed Ed, and I think originally too, Ed was supposed to be like a mystery. Like they weren't going to say whether Ed was a boy or girl, but yeah, later on they had confirmed Ed is actually a girl. Yeah, they revealed that Ed is.
Yeah, I think I know who might have gotten cast, but I'm not going to say it until that comes out there. But like you said, we haven't seen Ed yet. So Ed is a big part of the show. Ed and I are a huge part of the show. There is a moment at the end of the show that makes you want to cry. Near the end. So but it's very, very good. I do want to say Valiant Renegade, who says gonna let my oldest watch this and report back. She's a huge Bebop fan, but wasn't thrilled about the making anime into live action. Most people never are because they do such a poor job of it.
Yeah, anytime we hear they're making a live action anime, nope, it's gonna be trash. Death Note, trash. Blah. Dragon Ball Evolution, trash.
Yeah, they destroyed it. Yeah, that's true. Well, look, like I said, I'm going to wrap this up because we're going to wind down. Tom needs to finish editing. Saggy is joining us probably from work, and I had a lot of fun having everybody on today. There's 40 of you in the chat. Do check out Saggy and what she does. Do check out everybody who has a channel that's in
actually
our
chat. I'm just waiting in limbo, but yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's not your fault.
I've waited
for images, so
yeah, to get back. Yeah, we've got, of course, obviously. Obviously Valiant Renegades in the chat. You have amazing humans hanging out here as well that also create content. You have Wrenches. You have Arwen Avalon here, who appears on some stuff. She does a good job. Check her out everywhere she goes. Check out everybody that has a channel in the chat. I appreciate everybody here. Tom, any last minute promotions or anything?
Well, we just got Midnight's Edge After Dark later on tonight. Outside of that, I'm going to be on with 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser later, talking about Beverly Hills Cop as well on Toxic Tuesday.
That's right. Yeah, Toxic Tuesday. Do they do some old movie stuff? It's pretty amazing. You do need to check that out. Man, I like that. I think I'm going to be over on the new political stream that's being run by Drew, called the Rogue Resistance. That premieres tonight with a political candidate from Ohio that's running for office. So it's going to be a really cool interview. That person's going to hang out for the entire time. Not going to spoil it, but do check that out. Any last minute thoughts, guys?
I did see Dune last night.
You did?
I heard it was good. Everyone who's seen it said it was great.
I enjoyed it. I'm with Andre though. The score sucks. Like you can't tell where the score begins and the sound effects end sometimes, outside of when there's like this one lady just bellowing in the background. Just like, yeah, the score does not fit the movie. Because what sucks is the movie actually I got to a point where I'm like, God, this feels like I'm watching like a movie from the 70s or 80s again, but the music doesn't match. Like that was the thing that kept taking me out, but the sound design was amazing. The acting was pretty good. It clips along for how long it is. I thought it was, even though there's a lot of times where, Denny just likes to dwell on certain things. I don't know where people are saying it's boring. It felt a lot like a movie from the 70s or 80s. It gave me that kind of feels.
So are you working on a spoiler-free review?
No, Andre already did his, so we'll probably do a round table here soon, I'd imagine.
Then I gotta get it. I gotta get to it.
Like Robert has seen it, and some other people like Robert Meyer Burnett have seen it, and a few other enough people now that we could probably put together a round table before it drops this week. Because they turn around and now they're dropping it a day early on HBO Max, or should I say a few hours early on HBO Max. So.
All right. Well, I will definitely be seeing it, so maybe I can be part of that roundtable if time is on my side. With that being said, guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate all your time. You are the best. Appreciate it more than you could ever possibly know. I'll end the show the same way I always do. Be sure to take care of yourself. Take care of others. Wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. It truly is. Get ready to see Dune, guys. Really. And until next time, bye.
It would have been battery play.
Hey everybody, do check out Snowdub's channel, check out Saggy's channel, check out Palm's channels, all 74,000 of them. Support each other, guys. It's the most important thing you can do. And thank you to my members. Love you.
And don't forget to spay and neuter your pets, just like Six said. Rabbit chicken neutering half